Hello. My second suggestion was to use BlueStack, and it is in case that you don't want to use your Android phone and connect it to your laptop. In order to use BlueStack, you have to download it on your computer. To download it, you should write BlueStack in your web browser, which can be Google Chrome, Firefox, or any other browser you'd like. You should go to the BlueStack official website, which is www.bluestacks.com. Pay attention that there is an S at the end of the address. Well, here it asks you about your operating system. I choose 64-bit Windows version for my PC, and it also asks you about the Android version that can be either 32 or 64, yes, which do not have any difference. I choose Android 32, which is better. Well, it is the suggestion of BlueStack to use this version of Android. We choose the version and press the download button to start download process. After downloading BlueStack, what should we do? As you see, I have downloaded it before, so there is no need to download it again. After installing BlueStack, you should run it. As you see, I have installed it before, and the installation is very easy process, and you should only select next for installation. Just this. You should run it after installation. When you run it, in Android Studio, you should have a choice which is called BlueStack. It is one of the choices that it shows BlueStack software. Let's wait a few seconds. Yes. Well, we cannot see the choice here, you see, yes? What should we do in this case? We go to the File menu and restart Android Studio. Here you see invalidate cache restart. By choosing it, you restart Android Studio. After restarting, BlueStack should appear in this section. Well, you see that after restarting, BlueStack appeared here. So we can see that the model of BlueStack is shown here. If you remember the previous session, I used my Android phone for testing, and here the model of my Android phone was shown. But now, after running BlueStack, you can see that the model of the BlueStack is shown here. This is the model of BlueStack. Well, after doing these things, we can run it for BlueStack. We can easily run our application on BlueStack. Now, I want you to talk about the third method, which was using the AVD manager. we talked about BlueStack. Last session we talked about the Android device, and the next one is using AVD Manager. How should we install AVD Manager? We go to Tools menu of Android Studio software and click on the AVD Manager choice. After that, you should see a menu like this. It says that you should create an Android device yourself. Actually, by making the Android device yourself, you're choosing the features of your Android device yourself. For example, it asks you about the resolution that you want, yeah? For example, the resolution of 1080 in 1920 pixels is chosen as default by the device because it is the standard resolution of most Android phones. You press next and it asks you to select one of system images. Here, because I have downloaded the system image before, it doesn't show me the download button here because I have downloaded before, as I said. You choose the ones you like from the list and download it. After downloading, the download button will not appear for you. You select the system image and press next. Down the page, you see the advanced settings section, which lets you change different settings, but you don't need it because the default setting is suitable for you. And finally, you press the finish button. After pressing finish, it takes a few minutes to create the virtual device. After the creation process finishes, a choice should appear here which shows the device you have created. This one. You run it and it launches and you see AVD Manager here. You should wait about 5 to 10 minutes for loading of this device. When it is loaded, you can run your application on it. Well, as you see, this is BlueStack. I run my project on BlueStack. We have to wait so it runs on BlueStack. Well, I paused the video a bit and waited until running of AVD Manager to make the BlueStack ready for build operation. And as you know, the result is an installation of APK file on BlueStack. You see, we can either run our application on AVD Manager, actually the device that we made with AVD Manager, or BlueStack, yes? The choice depends on you. But again, my first suggestion was to run your Android application on Android device or phone which you have connected to your laptop. As you remember, last session we have discussed how to use your phone as the emulator. Now we have to wait until the application launches on BlueStack. If we go to the program which I have launched, well, I run the application on BlueStack. But in this project, we want to use the AVD manager of Android Studio software. So we run it on AVD manager. As I said, the best choice is to use an Android phone, yes, an Android device, because in this case, you can make sure that the released version is also the same as one you see on your own Android phone. Well, I have paused the video here. We have to wait until our application installs on the device. And after installation, I should run my application here. Well, as you see, the application is running on this virtual device, and we're successfully running our first project on AVD Manager. By pressing this button, you can add to this. As simple as that. Well, this session, we talked about the second and third choices which you have mentioned during the previous session. In our first session, if you remember, we used our Android phone, which we have connected to our laptop, and ran our applications on that device. But today, we are using BlueStack and AVD Manager to run the same application. Again, my suggestion is to use the first suggestion. Only if you do not have access to any Android phones, you can go to other methods. The other two methods are a bit slower, but Android operating system of the phone is faster, and by testing your application on your mobile phone, you can make sure that the released version is the same as the debug version. I am not suggesting you to use the BlueStack and AVD Manager to run your applications, but in this course, I'm only using BlueStack and AVD Manager to show that the results of the app you have created. Otherwise, my strongest suggestion is that you use the first method, which is your Android device or Android phone. I hope that you have enjoyed this session too.